Hello, everyone, and thank you guys for tuning in again. Another episode 51. We've made it through we made it over the halfway mark, hunch. And thank you guys again for tuning in from wherever you are in the world. So happy you guys are tuning in from all over the U.S. and all over the globe. My return listeners and my new listeners, thank you guys and welcome. How many times in life do you come across a problem and you wonder, why is this happening to me? Why do I have to solve it? It feels astronomical, and I'm really tired of having problems. I just don't want them anymore. You ever feel that? I have definitely felt that. People always feel that. But really, you have to kind of reframe the idea of a problem and not look at it as a problem. Because what are problems? They are things we did not plan on happening. They are life throwing something at us or an opportunity for us to grow, to learn something new, a skill, an experience, something new about ourselves. But we always tend to look at problems and just think they are the worst freaking thing to happen to us. But look back at your track record and realize every time you came across a problem, what did it help you do? Help you grow, help you mature, help you expand yourself? You realize that you were more capable than you thought, or you learned that, hey, when I come across a problem, what is my system, sequence, process for approaching it? And if it's within a team, how do I work within the team to solve it? Right? Some people do it fast, some people take time. Everyone approaches problems differently. But it's also like we have to reclassify it and not look at it always as a problem. Because a problem also just means we frame it as a very negative thing, versus we have to find a solution to something we didn't expect to run into or something that just surprised us. And how do we overcome it? How do we fix it? How do we find a way to make it work for us instead of against us? And it's funny because in life, it's if we watch a movie. In a movie, you have the main character that starts his journey, but he goes through problem after problem, conflict after conflict, obstacle after obstacle. And this helps him grow and become who he's meant to become on his journey, on the hero's journey. But that's also what entertains us. Imagine if you watched a movie where there was no conflict. And I'm sure everyone has, and you're like, this is boring. He's not growing. What's happening here? It's very bland. So in that case, too, it's like in life, sometimes you have to look at it that way. If there's no problems, no conflicts, no obstacles, and I'm not saying we deserve to have them, but they are what makes the journey for us happen and for us to grow, just like the hero in the movie. So the same thing happens again in both elements, where you want to welcome these things in your life with grace, with folded arms, and instead of reacting negatively, you're actually looking at the benefit of it. It's part of what's taking us to the next level, to the next step. So again, we look at problems, and it's the same thing as we look at uncertainty, and we don't like uncertainty. Nobody likes uncertainty because it means you have no idea what's coming. It means you're stuck in limbo, and people hate limbo. And because you don't know what's on the other side of it, most people get very anxious. Most people react, and you have to put that energy somewhere. People have a hard time dealing with uncertainty because it means you have no control. You don't have control over what problems and obstacles come your way either, but you have to naturally learn how to adapt to them. You have to naturally learn how to calm yourself in them. And I will tell you guys this, for the past many months now, I have, or even longer, I have lived in so much uncertainty in my life. Not knowing how this is going to go, not knowing what's going to happen with my book, not knowing, hey, when is the next job going to come? When is the next client going to come? When is the next anything going to come? It's the unknown part that terrifies people, because the unknown is foggy, it's unclear, it's I can't navigate this the way I want to. I have a plan, but it's not according to what is happening in the real world right now. But when you also go through so much uncertainty, you learn to be comfortable with it. You learn to just surrender to it and just welcome that whatever is meant to come to you is going to come to you. While at the same time, having faith, really having faith in whatever you believe in, that you have been okay and you're going to continue to be okay. Look, whether you believe in God or not, or if it's life or the universe or some energy or whatever, I will tell you this, that if you don't have some kind of belief or some kind of faith or some kind of self-confidence in yourself that you're going to get through it, then you're also sending out an energy and telling life in general that I don't trust that you're going to take care of me. Because we have to have trust in something, whether it's life, the universe, God, or ourselves. And that trust dictates how we go through certainty and uncertainty, whether we trust ourselves to be able to get through a challenge, an obstacle, figure out a solution to an unexpected problem that is now in front of us. A lot of people have a hard time going through day-to-day life sometimes, because if you don't have a job, means I don't have income, means how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay the basics in life that I need to live? That comes with so much anxiety, so much panic, so much distress. But what you also have to do is learn to detach yourself from that. Detach yourself from the idea that you have full control over everything, because we don't. I will tell you that there is no job on earth that is guaranteed forever. Not even the president of the United States stays in his job forever. 8 years max. That's it. So we have to learn to accept that in life, things are not going to go our way. That sometimes we're going to walk through a fog of the unknown, but knowing that fog also doesn't last forever. Uncertainty does not last forever. And here's the thing about uncertainty. Here's a picture, kind of paint a visual for you. When it comes to uncertainty, think about, and maybe you like to go fish. Think about a man or woman, and you're sitting there in a boat in a lake, and you have your fish line in the pond. And all you can do is sit there and wait patiently. You got your bait down there in the water, and all you're doing is sitting extremely still and just waiting quietly until you catch a fish. Now, you don't know when that fish is going to come. You have no control over that. All you can do is throw the bait out there and hope and pray and sit there, listen to music, whatever, until it happens. That teaches you to have patience, to have faith, belief, calmness, when you have no idea when something's going to catch for you, when that opportunity is going to come. You have no idea. And many years ago, I'll tell you guys, I actually suffered a really bad knee injury, and I ended up having to get surgery. The surgery required me to sit indoors for an entire month while my leg was straight like this. I didn't really go outside much. I couldn't go for walks, and I stayed indoors for a whole month. And to this day, occasionally, my family will say, we don't know how you manage to just do that, to be so patient and just sit there for 30 days, just one day at a time, one day at a time, one day at a time. And I got to tell you that really it came down to that taught me so much about having patience, taking it one day at a time, being calm, knowing that at one point the cast was going to come off. So those are moments in life too, like any we all experience, that teach us something. We remember that because down the road later on, we are probably going to be tested, or we're going to use that skill that we learned and acquired in another moment in life. Because you see, sometimes in life, we ask for things and we don't exactly get the answer that we're looking for, but we are given it in a different way. Life will teach us to be patient in different ways. It will teach us to be resilient in different ways. It will teach us to grow in different ways. Not the ways we want, but it's going to say, okay, this is what you wanted. Here you go. Here's the opportunity. So I really want you to ask yourself this. When you come across an obstacle, a challenge, something unexpected, uncertainty in anything in life, how do you react to it? How do you overcome it? How do you pause in that moment and reflect of what it's doing for you? And do you appreciate it? Do you actually take the time to say thank you for this? And it's like anything else, it's something you develop over time as a muscle. You learn to train yourself to get better at when these situations come your way, how do you handle it? Because it's not only going to make you grow as a person, but when you run into these things in life, there's going to be people around you who are going to notice. They're going to see how you react, how you don't react, how you handle it, how you overcome it, how you see it, how you creatively unite your team to solve it, to make something great come out of it. And that will make you grow as a leader, as a person. That will make people seek you out and to say, hey, he's done this before, she's done this before. Let's call upon them. Let's ask them to help us out here. But don't fear it. Welcome it with open arms. Because we live in a world in life where there's always so much uncertainty. There's always so much, to say, so many problems out there. But the problems are there because they want to be solved. They want us to solve them. That's what they're asking for, to be solved. Whether it's in the world, someone else's life, or in our own life. And I think sometimes too, we get a little too, to say, addicted to not wanting a problem to exist. But you know what? That's just part of the natural life. Ever since the dawn of mankind, humans have always felt this amazing ability to overcome things. It's what has driven our evolution for so long. Think about the Stone Age into where we are now. It's part of our being. So whatever you're going through right now in life, I'm sure everyone is going through something, because every day we do. The minute you walk out the door, you may have an idea of what you want the day to be, but it doesn't always go that way. Something's going to come your way, and you got to be ready to just handle it. And I also want to give you this other metaphor or analogy. Think of the idea that every day you go outside, you get in your car, and you have to trust that when you're on the highway, the interstate, two-way traffic, the only thing that is between you in your lane and another car in their lane is a line on the street. You are both expected by law, by the rules of law, to not collide into each other. That is having faith. And we may not always think of it that way, but the minute we all drive out the road, that's what it is. There's not a barricade, a physical barricade. There's literally just a line on the road that we are all having to believe in, to have faith in, to have trust in, that it's going to keep us safe there. And that these other cars are going to also obey that and not come into our lane when we're there. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. As always, the video, please. Subscribe to my channel. Check me out on, again, I'm on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and I'm back every week. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Till next time, Bala out.